out 2 or 3 related jokes in the speech body, and close with a humorous story. The time is 5 to 7 minutes.
So please help me welcome John Miller, Stockpile, John Miller.
I stockpile. I admit it, because I won't take stuff back. They ask too many questions, and I don't have the answers. You can't take something back and say because they want to know why you bought it in the first place. Are you a returner? Do you buy stuff just so you can take it back? I grew up in a house full of boys. To me, that was Mom's job, to take my stuff back. But when I was 13, she cut us off. She announced it at the dinner table one night. You guys are big boys now. You buy something, you buy your own stuff. You want to take it back, and you take it back. We're not doing it. We looked at each other, and we protested. But Mom, that means Dad'll have to do it. And I saw the look that I hadn't seen since I was 6 years old. The night Kathy McLaughlin told me babies came out of your belly button. And on the way home in the car, I leaned forward and said, if babies come out of your belly button, how come boys have belly buttons too? And my little brother lifted up his shirt and stared at his belly button and horn. But she kept her word. And Dad wasn't any use to us. He was deaf in one ear. He wouldn't tell us which ear it was. So I learned to stockpile. I went in to buy a pair of socks one day. I was looking for size 8.5. I asked the guy in the store, where are the size 8.5 socks? Well, son, we're all out size 8.5. Well, why don't you buy one size fits all, 9 through 13? Maybe your feet will grow. I thought that was a great idea, so I bought 31 pair. Underwear? That is like the 3 bears. When you buy underwear, some of it lifts and separates, so you got to take it back. Some of it's a little binding, so you got to take it back. You may have to go back 5 or 6 times before you find something. Oh, so good. And then you got to go back the next day and buy 30 more. They might go out of business. But sheets, I grew up in a house full of sheets. I know nothing about sheets, and I've never had to buy sheets in my life. We had a sheet fairy. When I went to bed at night, the sheet fairy had been there. When I went to university, I took sheets with me. At Christmas time, you put your sheets in the pillowcase with all your dirty laundry. You take it home, you put it in the washing machine, you put it in the dryer. You were good to go to the end of the year. And then I started work. I took sheets with me. That was great. And one day I got a phone call. Son, you don't live here anymore. Don't bring your laundry home. Wash your own clothes. That was fine. But she never said anything about sheets. Until my grandparents were there for dinner one Sunday. And my grandmother said, dear, how often do you wash your sheets? I knew that was a trick question. And there was something in my head that screamed, don't say never. And all eyes were on me when I blurted out, every 2 months. My brother fell off the chair. My grandfather dropped his fork. And my parents looked at each other with the look that I hadn't seen since I was 6 years old. And my Kathy McLaughlin told me that babies came out of your belly button. And my little brother had stared at his belly button in horror. No, dear, you should do it more often than that. We might get bed mites. Our brother excused himself from the table. He walked down to the family room. I heard the bookcase open. I heard the rifling of pages. I heard a book close. I heard the book going back in the bookcase and the bookcase being closed. He walked up the stairs and he stopped behind Mom, great dinner. He walked upstairs to his room. I heard his door open. I heard his door close. He applied his deadbolt to his lock. He walked down the stairs. He stopped behind Mom. I'm looking forward to dessert. He walked through the kitchen to the front door. He put his shoes on. He opened up the door. He went outside. He walked across the front of the house. I heard the garage door open. Then I heard the garage door close. Then he walked back across the front of the house. He came in, he shut the door, and he took his shoes off. And he placed a can of Raid by my shoes. He walked through the kitchen. He paused behind me long enough to tell me what midnights were. He told me that his room is now locked and don't even think about it. And then he pointed at that can of Raid now sitting beside my shoes. And that was the best day of my life. Guess what I got for Christmas? 10 sets of sheets. For 10 weeks, I had clean sheets every week. For 10 weeks, I couldn't sleep because they were so scratchy I tossed and turned all night. But in 2 months, when I got them washed, I slept like a baby. Now, at Christmas time, I never buy sheets. What do you want for Christmas? Sheets. Everybody that knows me buys me sheets. They try to hide it. They will give me a shirt, but they'll put sheets underneath it. I've gotten sweaters with sheets tucked in the middle. I've even had wine bottles, those little round things you get in the store. Ooh, feels like wine. But they wrap sheets around it, so they're trying to trick me. So fellow Toastmasters, stockpile. On your way home tonight, buy 31 pairs of socks, 31 pairs of oh-so goods, and 10 sets of sheets. In 2 months, you're going to be sleeping like a baby.
Timer, can we have 2 minutes for evaluation?